so many people play the game of my God is more powerful than your God. This has been happening for eons. This has been happening ever since there were more than one God. And the funny thing about it is that it's all one God. It's all the same God. Allah, the Great Spirit, the Christian God, everybody's God. It's all the same God. Everybody just calls it by a different name. There's got to be a million names for the word God, and different things for what that means. A lot of people don't understand what God means. Humans think that we understand what God means, the word God. But in reality, there really isn't that much understanding of what it is, especially since most people think that God is outside of you somewhere. It's outside of yourself. It's a being somewhere in a white robe, with a long beard perhaps. What are the images in your head when you think of the word God? For instance, everyone's heard the joke, well, don't think of a pink elephant. And immediately you think of a pink elephant, you see that image in your mind. Well, think of the word God. What does that image look like to you? And could it even mean that there is no image? Your mind is unable to come up with an image for the word God. If so, this is a good thing, because you're way ahead of the game if you can't have an image in your mind every time you think of the word God. If there's no image, then you're on the right track, because there is no image for God. God is formless, and yet contains all form. God is the dark and the light. God is both male and female, and everything in between. God is full of paradoxes. Everything is true, really. This might not make sense to the mind, but if it's all happening, and it's all here, the good, the bad, the light, the dark, all of it, if it's all here, it's all true. And to someone, it feels true, when to another person, something might not feel true at all. It might feel like a terrible lie. This is where that saying comes, well, my truth is this. And everyone has their own truth, what seems true to them. But the one thing that is actually true is that the formlessness from where it all comes stays the same. Everything else is fluctuating, changing, leaning toward one thing or the other, good, bad, pendulum swings back and forth. So it's all true, and it's all God. And so God could be this old wise figure in a white robe with a long beard. God could be the drunkard in the street. God could be in the child. God could be in the non-child. God is everywhere. It's in everything. It doesn't overlay itself on things. It is everything. God is in your cat. God is in your fish. God is in the roach that crawls across your floor and makes you go ick. God is in the rat. God is in the bird. God is in the piece of wood that's nailed to your house. God is everywhere. It looks out from every atom in the universe as if it is the center of the universe. Because truly, every point of view is the center of the universe. God is everywhere, and everywhere is the center. To you, the center of the universe is you. And it makes sense, because this is the point of view you're looking out from. For me, the center of the universe is from my point of view. For someone else, the center of the universe is their point of view. To this particular little atom, right here in the air, it is the center of the universe. The center of the universe is everywhere. God is everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You look over there, God is looking back at you. You look over there, God is looking back at you. You look in this person's eye or that person's eyes, God is looking back at you. You look at the fish in a tank, God is looking back at you. And you look at your cat or your dog or your horse or any animal, and God is looking back at you. You look at that molecule through a microscope, and God is looking back at you. There is no center of the universe somewhere else. You are the center of the universe. From your point of view, from your vantage point, you are the center of it all. And from someone else's vantage point, they are the center of it all. So you see, God is looking at itself from everywhere, every point of view. And the center of the universe is everywhere. If that doesn't twist your noodle, then what might do it is trying to see God looking back at you from every point of view. Every person who looks at you today, see God looking back at you. Try this experiment. Everything you look at, the flower, the insects, the trees, the molecules, the animals, the people in your life, even those you don't like. Experiment and see God looking at you from the center of the universe that's over there, in that person, in that point of view. It might help to write some notes about this experiment. Could be fun.